Hello everyone, good morning or good afternoon or good evening depending on where you are. Today I'm going to be showing you all how to do a morning activation sequence just to gently activate the body and get ready for the day. So if you're ready to get started, get into some comfy yoga clothing or gym clothing, lay out a blanket or your yoga mat and let's get started. All right, to get started, we're going to start at the end of the mat and we're going to do a couple of sun salutations to start off with the mountain pose. So plant your feet, toes all pressed down on the mat, palms facing forward, crown lifting upward, almost as if there's like a pool on the top of your head. Stand strong here, roll the shoulders back. Really activate here the body in a strong pose. So we're going to start off with a couple of quick asanas, which are just yoga postures, just to get the body activated, and some basic postures as well that you may be familiar with. So take a deep breath here. All right, on your inhale, we're going to raise the arms up. On your exhale, we're going to fold down. You can bend the knees slightly here. Inhale, halfway lift. You can touch the shins here. You want your back to be parallel to the mat. Exhale, fold all the way down. And then we're going to walk our hands up to a plank. Straighten the back here. You can separate your feet a little bit so that way they're hip distance apart. You want your shoulders to be, or you want your hands to be shoulder width apart. Back parallel down to the mat. Hold the plank here just for a moment. Inhale. Exhale all the way down. Chaturanga. Tadasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Exhale. And take a couple of breaths here, downward facing dog. You want your head to be right between your shoulders. Hands pressing down on the mat. All your toes press down the mat as well. Strong posture here. Bring the pelvis up, hip bones up. And then take a couple of breaths here just to activate the body. On your inhale, we're going to step the left foot up and then the right foot. Forward fold down. Exhale and exhale for a moment and then inhale, halfway lift. Exhale all the way down. Forward fold. In your inhale, we're going to bring the arms all the way up. Prayer hands, mountain pose. That is a sun salutation. Okay, we're going to do that again. Some more in a flow sequence this time. We're going to do this just a couple times just to activate the body, bring the body up and awake and, back into activation mode for the rest of the day to get started. So inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down to plank. Walk your hands up towards the mat, front of the mat. Back parallel to the ground. Curl the toes under as well. Take a breath here. On your inhale, we're going to bring it down. Chaturanga Tadasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. On your exhale, curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Step the left foot up, then the right foot up. Halfway lift. All the way down, and then all the way up. Strong mountain pose at the end. All right, I'm going to do that a couple more times just to bring in the sequence. Sun salutations here. I'll try to keep my mic in position. Hopefully you don't hear too much of the static. All right, I'm gonna inhale, bring it all the way up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. All right. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga, bring it all the way down. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here. Now we're at downward facing dog. Your inhale, step the left foot up and the right foot up. Exhale, halfway lift. Inhale, all the way down. Exhale, bring the arms up over the head. Prayer hands and mountain pose. All right, I'm going to do it 2 more times, just in flow sequence here. So inhale, all the way up, all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, all the way down to plank. Back parallel to the mat. Hands pressing down, firm. Take a couple breaths here. You inhale. Chaturanga, curl the toes back under, flatten the feet. Upward facing dog. Curl the toes under for downward facing dog. Step the left foot up and the right foot up. Fold, forward, fold. All the way up. For your hands. Mountain pose. 1 more time. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, down to plank. Take a couple breaths here. Your inhale, Chaturanga, flatten the feet. Exhale. Inhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Exhale, bring the front foot up and left foot up. Forward fold. Halfway lift here. And you can bring it all the way up. Arms overhead, prayer hands, and mountain pose. All right. And those are your sun salutations to start the day. So we're going to bring it all the way back here and going to do a little bit of a sequence to get us in a cat-cow pose and a couple of other poses, asana poses, so that way we can get the body activated in other postures. So we're going to inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Plank. Then instead of Chaturanga, I'm going to bring the knees down here. So we're at tabletop position at this time. So you want your knees to be directly under your hips, hands directly under your shoulders, feet flat on the mat. And take a couple breaths here at tabletop position. And we're going to start off on our cat-cow poses. So cat-cow is just slowly curling the pelvis up. So inhale. And then exhale, we're going to push the pelvis down and the lower back, and then bring our head, sternum up forward. We're just going to do this for a couple of sequences here. So inhale. And exhale. And this is your cat-cow pose. Inhale. And exhale. You should feel a good stretch in the spine here, really activating the muscles in the back. I'm just going to do 2 more. And pushing the pelvis through the flow sequence. As your cat pose, you're going to straighten the back to tabletop position. We're going to curl the toes under, downward facing dog. And feel free to pedal the feet here. You can bring the heels down to the mat for even more of a stretch on your hamstrings and your back leg muscles if they're super tight. This is really good if you're sitting down for a long time, so that way you can stretch out those muscles that haven't been activated in a while. Feel free to pedal the feet here. All right, now we're going to bring it up to plank. So just bringing our back forward, sternum forward, and our shoulders directly over our hands. The plank position. Bring it all the way down. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Inhale. Curl the toes under one more time, and downward facing dog. I'm going to slowly bring it into a lunge here. So we're going to bring the right foot forward. I'm going to cartwheel the hands back after turning the left foot, so that way the heel is pressed down and you're basically having your foot parallel to the mat. I'm going to cartwheel the hands forward, and this is your warrior 2. And just staring right over the top index finger or middle finger here, making sure that you have your hand so that way your palm is facing down. Same thing for your back hand, and arms parallel to the mat. And I'm going to take a couple breaths here, really lean into that pose. Feel free to adjust here. All right, we're going to cartwheel the hands forward again, turning the heel back towards the mat. Bring the, I actually do like a low lunge here. So we're going to just bring our hands up to prayer position and just do a low lunge here. Activating the legs here as well. Feel free to also bring your hands to your hips. It's easier to hold the pose here and balance yourself. And take just a couple breaths here. All right, on your inhale, we're just going to bring your hands back down to the mat. Press your right foot back. Then we're going to just switch sides here, bringing the left foot up. Turn the right heel back so that way your foot is parallel to the back of the mat. And then we're just going to cartwheel our hands up into the other side, a warrior 2. Feel free to adjust here as needed. Hands parallel to the mat, facing forward towards the, or facing towards the front hand, through that middle finger. Strong pose here. Take a couple breaths. All right, in your inhale, we're going to cartwheel the hands back down to the mat just to get our position right. Turn that right heel back down so that way your foot is facing forward. And then you can bring your foot up a little bit if need be. We're just going to bring ourselves up, pray your hands to a low lunge. Or feel free to also hold your hips here if easier. Sorry if you hear my laundry in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. And take a couple breaths here. All right, we're gonna now bring our hands back down to the mat. Bring our left foot back and back down to downward facing dog. All right, we're going to bring our knees down to the mat, flatten your feet here, and we're going to just sit back into a seated position, sitting back on your heels. Prayer hands. Take a couple breaths. You may feel the heat in your body just a little bit. It's low and slow, so it shouldn't be too, too crazy. You shouldn't be sweating or anything, but definitely will feel the activation in your lower body, your upper back, your upper body muscles. Again, we want it to be kind of low and slow to get a good stretch in for the morning. Feel free to close your eyes here as well in the seated position. All right, now we're going to just bring ourselves into easy seat, facing the front of the mat. Sit in your favorite cross-leg position here. Also, if it feels good to do this, not too uncomfortable, feel free to bring both of your feet over your thighs if you want to stretch out your flexibility. If not, that is okay. Feel free to keep it at a cross-leg position. You want your hands to either face up or down, whatever grounding position feels best for you. Or you can even touch your thumb to your index or middle finger here. We're just going to ground ourselves in an easy seat for a couple breaths here. Close your eyes and set an intention for the day. Relax your mind. Allow yourself to just be. You may see a glow right in the center of your eyes. Feel free to focus on that glow as you set your intention in one word for the day. Whether that be to have peace for the day, being great today, feeling balanced today, whatever your word choice is, set that focus on the word as well as that light right in the center. When you are ready, wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Just activate your senses again. Take a couple deep breaths. When you are ready, open your eyes. Hands start at center. Namaste, everyone. Thank you all for watching today's morning activation sequence. I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, be sure to subscribe for more videos. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Namaste.